How do we get new ideas into our playing? This is a question that a lot of jazz violinists ask, and it's something that, well, all jazz musicians are always trying to work out. So let's say you found a solo that you love, you've transcribed it, you've learned how to play it, you know all the notes, and you can play it perfectly. Let's say that's happened. The reason that we've done this is to try and take some of these ideas and be able to improvise with them. And there's a couple of things that you can do. One of those things is just play the solo over and over again and hope that it comes up at some point in your playing. That's one way of doing it. It's totally valid. The other thing is lifting little licks and throwing them into your solos, practicing throwing them in over backing tracks or throwing them in when you're playing with your friends, etc., etc. Again, that is also a valid thing, and it's something that I think that most jazz musicians do as well. However, I've got one thing that I always do with solos that I'm learning. And this video shows you sort of exactly how I do that. In this video that's coming up, it's taken from one of my live practice sessions that I run every week on Zoom, which you can get involved with via my new platform, Skool. My Skool is a free community where you can meet up and chat to different people online about jazz violin, about your journey in learning jazz violin, and just all things jazz violin. It's also a place where you can get hold of all of my courses. I've got courses for beginners on there. I've got a course all about learning your first 10 tunes. And it's also a place that you can get involved in these live practice sessions that I do every Monday. You can find that link in the description. But enough of that right now. Let's get straight into the video. Here I am taking an etude apart that I wrote for my Skool people. I take one of the lines, I take an enclosure from that line, and I apply it to the major scale. Check it out. No. Now put it up. Let me do that. Okay. So we're enclosing the F, right, with this note. That's the note we're aiming at, and then we go under it by a semitone, over it again by a scale note, under it again, and then on it. Let's take that enclosure and play it over the F major scale. At the end of it, I want us to try and do it without any breaks, but right now, breaks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. Up to here. What we do is we take these etudes that I put together, and we try and practice the concepts as much as we can, so that we can try and get those concepts into our playing. That's basically the idea. And this is the way that I practice. A lot of the time, it's I'll transcribe something, and I'll think, I really want to get that into my playing. How do I do that? And it's muscle memory a lot of the time. It's understanding, and it's muscle memory. That's what it is. The rest of the time, things can be made to sound more complicated than they are. But especially when you get something fast like this, Oh my God, most of it is muscle memory. You can't, you hear people going, you're thinking, how are they improvising so fast? And it's because of, it's muscle memory. They've just practiced these patterns, or they've practiced these solos, these transcriptions over and over again for hours. And I like to boil it down a little bit more. So I like to take from a solo and try and make little bits of it into things that I can create, or things that I can become muscle memory.
Thanks for checking out this video. Join me on Skool for free today via the link in this description, and get chatting to people who are doing the same thing as you, learning jazz violin. Speak to you soon.